I missed the little rebel guy, like, swinging from the sun. Oh, wow, we got a lot of reading to do. All right, LeBlanc is where the heart is. LeBlanc is where Coffee Daddy is. I will accept no alternatives.
Thanks.
Hey, Inari, thanks for the help with the coffee. Don't mention it. I studied Akira's use of the equipment, so it came easily. That being said, the flavor we got in our pour still falls short of his work. No, not at all. It was quite delicious. It's been ages since I last had a cup of coffee here, so I enjoyed it very much.
Hey.
That reminds me, how long have you been going to LeBlanc? I think the first time was shortly after I became a Diet member. I noticed the shop when I happened to pass by. When I stepped inside, I was greeted by a gruff employee and the most wonderful smell of high-quality coffee. I instantly took a liking to the place. From then on, I'd pop in whenever I needed some alone time. You always want alone? Yes, I wouldn't even tell my secretary when I was heading there. I just wanted to be plain old Toshiro, at least while I was at LeBlanc. Time almost seems to flow differently in LeBlanc, doesn't it? It's a place where you can get away from the hectic energy of the city and really focus on yourself, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah, I totally get that. There's just something about the place that makes you comfortable enough to let your hair down. I always found myself thinking about Eri whenever I went there. Left alone to stew with my thoughts, I'd head down a spiral of guilt all too often. All right, way to just bring down the mood, Toshiro. You didn't keep in touch with her? We grew distant after she went to the hospital. I thought of reaching out to her countless times, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I mean, how could I, after ruining her future the way I did? I don't know exactly what you're going through, but I went through something at least kind of similar myself recently.
I see.
That's an awful long time to bear that weight alone, ain't it? But that ends today. Now that I've made up my mind, I'm gonna get the resolution I deserve. But you've gotta come back to LeBlanc again when this is all over. Promise? Plus, Akira's coffee even rivals Sojiro's. You have to try it for yourself.
Right.
Ha! Now that I look forward to, I can read. I'll be sure to set aside enough time for me to really savor it. But first, we still have to rescue Arena and get out of this place. Now that the monsters appeared and the kingdom's changed form, we have a chance of pulling that off. Let's get to it. Yo, 3GP! The realm beyond the doors. Kingdom Hearts. That is where the Keyblade War will take place. The realm beyond the doors. Before we go after Arena-chan, I'm curious about one thing regarding Toshiro's time at school. Allow me to recap the events for us, Haru. With Nakabachi out of the picture, the students picked Toshiro as their scapegoat.
What?
It seems that their resentment is what laid the groundwork for the kingdom we're in now. Does this count as a different kingdom? So what I'd like to know is, what happened to you after that, Toshiro-san? I just kept going to school, even after the incident. In a way, I felt it was a fitting punishment for me.
No way.
You really put yourself through that? You know that awful place we keep finding beyond the imposing doors? It's like how I saw the world after Eri's injury.
Damn.
You went through all that by yourself? Even after Nakabachi was punished, the Discord showed no signs of dying down. More and more people called for my head. Called for your head?! Just when things had gotten so bad that I couldn't even walk to school anymore. It all died out for good all of a sudden, as if it had never happened in the first place. I was about to say, probably his dad paid some people off or something. I can guess who arranged that.
Ah.
It was my father. What a shock! He must have been concerned about the potential repercussions that my own issues could have had on his reputation. Supposedly, he used his political connections to silence my critics. Probably should have just, like, transferred you to another school. It would have been really easy to be like, oh yeah, one of his good friends was, like, pushed into a train in front of him, and so that school, like, just gave him awful memories, so we moved him to another institution, like to another school. Not that my father ever said a word to me about any of this, and I've never confirmed it myself. Talk about abuse of power, or all politicians like that? Yeah, most of them. But ultimately, that put an end to your misery at school, didn't it? However, from then on, I found that I couldn't stand up to my father about anything. The tiny sprout of defiance that Ari had helped to cultivate was nipped in the bud. Until you all opened my eyes, I was nothing more than a puppet being manipulated by my father. Things are awful different now.
Right.
Yes, thanks to the deal we've made. And also, I suspect Arena would box my ears if I lost my spine again. True that, Arena's like your own personal drill sergeant. Ha, no kidding, especially early on. Although, now that I think about it, maybe she was so hard on you at first because she always knew that you had it in you. Sheesh, it's not as if I ever enrolled in her training camp or anything. No, it's not like we didn't think you had it in you, though, I swear. Yeah, I mean, with that big old forehead of yours, I thought you were a real smarty pants right away. What? Oh, me too. I also believed you were a smarty pants from the moment I laid eyes on you. Okay. Not the most convincing work, guys. Arena's not just irreplaceable to you, but to us too.
All right.
We need to rescue her ASAP, then bust our way out of here. Wait a second. Arena's not just irreplaceable to you, but also to us. Irreplaceable to the Phantom Thieves? Tell that to whatever spinoff happens next. That's all Persona 5 does, is make new games or spinoffs with new characters and then that are interesting and cool and then just throws them in the bin afterward. Yes, I can tell we're closing in on the truth of the matter. I'll give it my all for her too. Let's see this through, Phantom Thieves. Also, of all of the spin-offs with new characters, I would say that Arena and Toshiro are probably the weakest of them, so... Oh, quests are just like, I can't even click on it. Not allowed. Skill points? You're at 30? Am I getting you to 35 for something? I don't think so. I wanted to give you Despair boost next, didn't I? I think so. And Daredevil doesn't seem that good to me. Despair boost! Make that A-gown do more damage. Alright. You have 30. Honestly, burn amp. Make Agadine do even more damage. Kind of just debating what I want to do with On next. Do I just go for Burn Mega Booster, or do I try and get Maragadine? I feel like I get Burn Mega Booster, then we get Maragadine. Burn Mega Booster, then all the way down to Maragadine, probably. Yeah. And then after that, I don't know, the SP boosting thing, maybe? It doesn't really matter at that point. I'm getting pretty curious of how much of the game we even have left, to be real with you. I don't feel like, oh, we're gonna finish like next stream, but I feel like we gotta be getting pretty close. Take Shock Boost. You have Ziodyne, why not? I don't think any of these other skills are super worth it. Yusuke's at 45, what the heck? I was moving Haru towards Mopsiodyne, I guess. Sure, take Mopsiodyne. May as well, you had exactly enough for it. You got 45 here. So now you can get godlike speed, so you're at maximum movement. And then next we probably look at Freeze Amp. Freeze Amp, Freeze Mega Booster, then Bufudyne, maybe? What's your special? Oh yeah, it's kind of meh. Like a Phantom is also kind of meh, I feel like. I mean, it worked out fine that one time we used it a little bit ago, but I don't think it was anything like amazing. Full Throttle, level 2, so hopefully that's pretty usable now. And next we probably go for Vortex boosts for Freydine to do more. Apparently I can do stuff with Arena, even though she's not here. Ultimate Partisan. I think I said I wanted to get that on her soon. All right, good stuff. Although now I say that it feels like we're getting near the end. Futaba is so far, she needs so much more SP, 200, 350, she needs 320 more GP to be able to get all of her skills. And so the others probably also need around 300. I don't want to have to do the math on theirs. It was a lot easier to do the math on Futaba's. 300 SP is like a lot. I wonder if the game is designed in a way that you're unlikely to max out a skill tree until you like NG+, maybe? I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. Do I want to go to the Velvet Room? I think I kind of just want to do the next mission. Let's see what we do next. Progress the story.
So it is here after all.
Is this a student council room?
I don't know what that fiend's plotting. This is the place I was most attached to as a student. It's also where I spent the most time with Eri.
So it's the perfect
perfect place for him to play sick mind games with you again, huh?
How are you doing, Toshiro?
Honestly, I'm on the brink of falling apart. I can't guarantee I won't lose it again. I'm sure you'll smack some sense into me if it happens, right?
We'll turn you to takoyaki, yeah.
Yeah, I'll even sprinkle some seaweed and bonito shavings on you. That sounds delicious. Maybe we can add some basil sauce too?
Are you people cannibals?
Personally, I think red pickled ginger is a must-have.
Is it really that fun to imagine me as a piece of food? In any case, I can no longer sincerely claim that I'm firm in my convictions. But that being said, I'm not going to run either. That's where I'm at right now.
That's okay. Honestly, we're all in the same boat here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're immune to fear.
Like Irina said, whenever one of us feels stuck, we need to step in and provide support. That's all there is to it.
Thank you. Now let's get going. We'll save Irina, and I'll settle the score with my past.
Something's real off about this place.
Everyone, over there!
Why do I feel like this is suddenly gonna become a point-and-click adventure game?
Irina!
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pleased to see you've arrived safely.
How many times must I repeat myself? Who the hell are you?
Who am I? My, what a surprise. You of all people should already know. I am the embodiment of your sin. I'm you, Toshiro.
Yo! I called it. It was really obvious, but I called it. Toshiro has the worst childhood ever between the Phantom Thieves? He had a bad childhood. I don't know about the worst. That's a pretty bold claim. Like, Haru had it pretty bad, and especially if the Phantom Thieves hadn't shown up to save her from her engagement. Akechi? Akechi? Whew, Akechi. Whew, boy, Akechi. Sumeri had it pretty rough as well. Futaba, it sucks to see your friend pushed in front of a train in front of you and whatnot, but Eri lived, whereas Futaba had to watch her mother, like, jump in front of a car and die before her eyes, and then think that it's her fault for, like, 2 or 3 years or something like that. The worst is a bit of a claim. A lot of the Phantom Thieves have a lot of nasty stuff that went on.
Me?
So, have you finally remembered everything, Toshiro? Do you recall the crime you committed?
Wait, is that? He looks just like Toshiro.
Why are you acting surprised?
Don't tell me. A twin would be unlikely, right? Agreed. Then this guy must be Toshiro's shadow?
I'm glad they did the yellow eye thing. I would have been upset if he didn't have the yellow eyes.
And so our
Wait.
fated encounter is finally upon us. We'll meet at last, my other self.
I immediately take it back. Why'd they do his eyes wrong? They looked yellow. Why aren't his eyes yellow? Hello? You were this close to keeping the Persona continuity alive. Tactica, why did you ruin it?
You remember it all now, don't you?
It looks like they just inverted the colors of his eyes. That's so stupid.
being nothing more than a mindless puppet at your fiancé's beck and call. Killing your mother by dragging her out on a selfish whim. And then masquerading as a hero of your school, only to send your idol careening into the depths of despair.
I'm sorry, what was that last part?
All of these are sins you decided to deny. Isn't that right? Shut up! You know, Toshiro, I pity you.
Toshiro, say he's not you! Trust me, I played Persona 4. It always works out.
All of your pain and suffering is because of her, Eri Natsuhara. And this girl, the lingering husk of your dream.
I don't think the yellow eyes work in this art style. Lavenza's in this art style. Lavenza exists in this game with yellow eyes. Your argument is immediately invalidated. I don't think this art style works because I still, at this point, we're like 23 hours into the game, I still find the proportions stupid and the characters just look dumb to me. But absolutely yellow eyes would work because they put Lavenza in the game and she has yellow eyes.
Bastard! The hell do you think you're doing to Arena? Stop it! Don't you dare touch her! Don't touch her? You want me to leave her alone, do you? Don't lie to me. Be honest, Toshi. You despised her, didn't you? You went through hell all on account of her silly ideals. Trust me, I know. I'm you, after all. So rejoice! Your wish is about to be granted. Haven't you realized by now, Toshiro?
What's going on?
He's gonna summon the Phantom from Kingdom Hearts 1, the secret boss.
The incessant pain and suffering you had to endure. It's all because of her. This girl truly is your inescapable curse.
How very Maruki of you.
Where are we? What's going on?
Do you finally understand now? The one to blame for your pathetic life. One full of cowed obedience. Stop! I said stop! How about we change that course for you now? I'll take this curse called Eri Natsuhara and purge your soul eternally.
Hello! Can you please speak up? I cannot hear you from all the way over there. This ends now.
Yeah, let's go, guys!